Masterclass on how to get your merch out the door, ready for the audience to click and buy and add to cart and then into your bank account. And we're going to do it without a graphics designer. Like, I'm a graphics designer, but I'm not going to use any of my graphics design skills for this.
ETA 30 minutes.
It's a whole 30 minutes. You know, by the end of this episode, you will not only have merch, but you'll have the inspiration from within to make the next 50.
All right.
Welcome to the Unfiltered Podcast. I'm your host, Raf, and this is my co-host, Sahir the engineer.
Yo.
What's good,
up?
bro?
Chillin', man. How you doing?
I'm good. How's your day today? Are you ready for this podcast?
Yeah, bro. Always, man. Always looking forward to having a chat with the homie.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. What do we got today?
Man, today I really want to talk to the audience about selling merch. You know,
shit. Okay.
A lot of times I run into so many artists who talk to me about merch or diversifying their income.
Or don't know shit about merch.
Right.
Like myself.
Right, yeah.
So, yes, you could.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions that I get from
enlighten us.
New artists and old artists, just anybody needs to, diversify their income, especially during these times inflationary period and whatnot. It's always good to diversify. That's what I think.
In general, though, for an artist or for a brand, they have to have things that people can incorporate into their everyday lifestyle.
Right.
So that it's whatever they might be listening or watching to, it kind of permeates through every day, and that's kind of how a lot of creatives really do earn their income.
Right.
Is the stuff around the music. I think they say, at least with music, they say music sells everything except itself. So if you're a musician or a producer like myself, you're creating something to be a part of a lifestyle, really, and that's what you're aiming for. If more often than not, unless you're doing it as a hobby or just for the artistic sense.
Yeah, it's true. Everything is branding, especially in the music business, or any business. If you're an entrepreneur or if you're starting a small business, branding is number one. The first thing to do is brand yourself. That's the best way to stand out. That's the best way to sell anything. And, I truly believe that artists, when they make songs, it's they're just making a marketing campaign. That's really it. What are you going to use that marketing for is the next question. You can use the spread of your music to sell a sponsor's product. Sure. Somebody that you're partnering with, you could sell their product through your music. Right. Or you could sell your own products. Your own stuff. Yeah, and if you can sell your own stuff and somebody else's stuff, then you're in the perfect.
You want both. You want both. It's not one or the other.
Right.
You want your music to be able to be applicable to situations outside of yourself, but at the same time, if you have ideas, and you want to bring your own products to the marketplace using your music as the inspiration, all the better.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's so important for entrepreneurs or people who are doing side hustles, people who are creative but stuck in a job that they're uninterested in at times. I think it's important for these kind of people to go out there and try out some things to sell online, because in this day and age, if you're not selling online, that's a choice that you're making. That's okay. But if you want to diversify your income and stuff like that, then you should be selling online.
Come on. Yeah. It's a no-brainer, especially this day now. There's just so many tools out there that are just at people's disposal. Right. And a quick search.
Right, exactly.
You could land. But I think you use somebody as someone who has created merch and other products, probably have different levels of insight here.
Right.
For us.
Yeah. I would love to add that value to the audience, of how to start merch selling, because so many people ask that question, as I said, but rarely do we get the details of how to do that. Sure. Back in the day when I was trying to sell merch for the first time, it was we had to go to warehouses. We had to try on the actual things and figure out bulk pricing so that,
much more on the ground.
Yeah. We had to buy 500 t-shirts and then hope that we can sell some of these.
Sure.
That's like a huge risk.
It is a big risk.
Yeah, especially for new artists and new entrepreneurs. It's like a huge risk to take to like sell like 10 t-shirts at a show.
To have any kind of inventory is a risk.
Yeah,
like
huge
that,
risk.
I think that's what, for anybody out there doing this, there is that level. So whether you get 10 pieces of something that you intend to sell or 1,000, there is a level of risk attached to everything. And I think your business, I would say like your business will do better when you stay conscious of that. In that like the stuff can't just sit there.
Right.
Like just because you purchased it and it's sitting and it's there does not mean that that's okay. Like it has to move, right? You have to you have to be able to profit.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. Today we're gonna go through all the steps that you need to take to like start selling merch. So Sahir, let me ask you, do you sell merch?
No, I do not sell merch currently, but I have in the past.
Okay, you have some experience.
So the first time was in high school when I was the president of the Desi club.
Cool.
It's called the International Desi Connection, IDC. That's what it was called. And shout out all my friends back then that helped me. Yeah, we decided we were gonna go with these bright purple, hoodies, and on the back we were gonna have our club titles. It's still there, it's up there, I still have it in the bin and stuff. But that was really the first time I got to see what it was in terms of the process. And that too, it was guided by our school because they had their own vendors and stuff that they would kind of direct us to. Now at the time you're not understanding that there's a pre-existing agreement, which is why you're getting the prices that you're getting. But like you learn that later on when like I mentioned in past episodes, I was the captain for our RAS team in college, so we had to get merchandise made for that as well. And I think we sold a variation of the team merchandise for people that wanted to support the team. So that was our first real taste of using a product to profit marginally, not too much, but enough that we could get some new costumes or be able to I guess what else really did we use the money for other than just competition time.
Running the organization.
And then the props and everything, during actual dance and there's a lot of food involved, to feed everybody. So things like that, you realize like this is where you could make profit. So like I'm sure they're doing much more now. Hopefully they are, but that was my real first experience there. And then I did it once for sole purpose.
Sure, okay.
2017, we had a little mini line of t-shirts, a couple of hoodies got sold, a couple of hats, but nothing too major, for sure. But like just for the people that support, it's a great way that people can show their support and use something. It's not just something that sits there or, they don't. The only way isn't just for them to stream something, they can do this. And if you are any good at design, somebody's going to want that shirt or that piece as well. And it kind of snowballed from there. Right.
Yeah, oftentimes like we don't we do the tasks that are simple perhaps, but we just didn't know that it's that simple.
No, it is.
There's like knowledge gaps that everyone has. And the more we learn about it, the easier it becomes to do those things.
Absolutely.
And so like with merch too, it's the same kind of thing. Like many artists don't have their own merch line, but that's not because they don't want to, but it's because like nobody really told them like it could be very easy.
It could be very easy, but don't you also think that like there's a significant time investment in terms of creating this part? And myself, like as an artist, I expend a lot of energy just to create the music and just to be there to make that happen. It's really difficult, and those are the prolific ones, I guess, to like also have a design mindset. So
that
I
makes
think
sense.
I think designers like yourself or other graphic folks who have experience in graphic design, I think they would be beneficial to this part, which is like designing the merchandise, and just maybe taking words of inspiration from the artist, listening to the artist's music, and applying their creativity. And then, yes, the process itself after you have a graphic designer, I think, is fairly straightforward.
Sure. Yeah. That's true.
Like in high school, we had a graphic designer, but he worked at with the vendor. So
sure,
he sort of had all of this knowledge. As a kid, you're not understanding that this is a integral part of the whole merchandise part, is graphic design. Somebody who has an eye for design, really. And I know there's AI tools now, 100%. Sure. I don't know if you have a chance to look at some of these AI, like Midjourney.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think there's like another one that's specific to logos.
There are many for logos, actually.
I saw a lot of, I see it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And the graphic designers aren't too happy,
No, yeah. Because, for me, personally, like I love, one of my skills is graphics design, and I love doing that.
Yeah.
For me, the logos that I get from AIs set as a base for me to think. Like sometimes it's like, what kind of logo or image do I want for XYZ? Just get the AI to spit out some stuff, and then I'm like, I like this idea, I like that idea, I don't like this. Let me combine 3 of these into this, and then now I have something new.
I see. I see. So it's like
that has been useful for that.
Right.
Because in the past I would do the same thing, but I would be the one making all these different ideas, and then we look at them and be like, no, this sucks, that sucks.
It's
this
considerably
is
more time.
Yeah, which takes a long time. That's a whole week. Now in AI, that's a whole 30 minutes. It's like 30 minutes of decision making. That's it.
It's not even. That's not even a competition at all. Is it? Damn. Yeah.
But no, that makes sense. You asked some great questions. One thing that you mentioned is that time limits. Time is a limitation for majority of people.
Yeah.
In any industry, in any walk of life, time is a thing, and that's an issue. That's like a barrier of entry for people to get into merch. That makes sense. And also the barrier to entry that you mentioned was graphics designer. Do we need a graphics designer? Yeah. So I'm excited because by the end of this episode, we're going to release new merch for Sahir, or at least prepare new merch for Sahir.
Yes, sir.
So by the end of this episode, which is like maybe less than an hour, we're going to have merch going, which is going to take care of the time problem that we're talking about. And we're going to do it without a graphics designer. Like, I'm a graphics designer, but I'm not going to use any of my graphics design skills for this. So we're going to get this out of the way. And by the end of this episode, you will not only have merch, but you'll have the inspiration from within to make the next 50.
All right. I love it. Let's go, man.
So let's do it.
Sure.
I've got my laptop here.
All right.
What I'm going to do.
So you're doing all this off of your laptop.
Yeah, we're gonna do it without anything other than just a laptop and a browser.
And the curiosity to create.
Yeah,
here.
Curiosity to create.
This is dope.
Like, no Photoshop in your computer, no Illustrator, nothing, just freaking a browser. Let's just say
do it. You can do it.
And if you're on your phone, you can do this on your app.
Oh, jeez. All right, yeah. There's like no excuse now.
Yeah, no excuse. All right.
And this is actually appropriate. This is Sahir the engineer, right? Merchandise. This is a brand that was launched here, right? On this platform.
Sure.
So it's only right that we give you a unfiltered look at our first little, graphics design.
Yeah.
Sesh. This is great. I love it. I was not expecting this, by the way. Like, this is exciting.
Yep. So this is the first masterclass on how to get your merch out the door, like ready for the audience to click and buy and add to cart, and then into your, bank account. So, for this, example today, we're just going to use print on demand. So print on demand is I think the answer to all of your merch problems. Because print on demand recently became more popular and useful. It's been around for a while, where it's like it's a system where it's like a company, a company will print the products for you when the sale happens. They won't print it beforehand.
So that eliminates that whole thing where you have to buy a bunch of inventory.
Yeah. So maybe I should even express that, like, back in the day, not even back in the day,
not that long ago.
Yeah. We were like printing our clothes like at vendors who, do t-shirts, and, we send them the designs, and then they do the prints, and, like I mentioned earlier in this episode, have 500 or like, minimum like 100,
Sure.
prints ready, and then try to sell some of them, end up selling just 50 or
Right.
30. And
Always
then the
taking
rest
a
of
bath.
it, yeah,
Always.
the rest of it is just going to your buddies and friends,
Yeah,
right?
like, yo, just wear this.
Yeah, can you take this, please? No, I don't want it, bro. Like, no, listen. This, we need to get
No,
this
it's
outta
true
here.
though. It's true. It's true. You're just trying at some point with merchandise in the beginning, first ones, like you're just trying to get it away
Right.
from you now.
Right. Yeah,
And keep the one for the memory,
Yeah.
Otherwise, like having excess inventory sit in the box is just the worst. And
Right.
It makes you really regret things.
Yeah, exactly. It makes for great memories, but it's not a good business plan,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but recently, in recent years, print-on-demand companies have popped up a lot. There are a number of them that are really good right now. Especially in COVID, they went like spiked, and
Sure.
they got a lot of business during COVID, and
Uh-huh.
they improved themselves too because of this hype and this like the profits that they started making. So they started
Right.
improving. So
Right.
right now in 2023, there are a number of print-on-demand companies that I like.
Uh-huh.
One of them is Printify. That's the example that we'll use today.
Printify.
Yep, Printify.com.
All right.
And then there's another one that's a competition to Printify. It's called Printful.
Okay.
Printful.com.
Okay. One
then-
L. Yep.
Yep. And there's a few that I recently found, but one that I just saw recently was called Custom Cat. Let me see.
Okay.
Custom Cat. Yeah, it's called customcat.com. This is also print on demand. This is fairly new. But, a simple Google search on print on demand companies will give you
Sure.
all the information that you need.
All kinds of options.
Yeah, but today's example is going to be Printify. This is the one I personally use, and they don't pay me yet. We're going to join their affiliate. So
Hell
hopefully they
yeah.
will. But like to kick things off, I just want to show you their
Sure.
catalog. Basically, these are the options you have
Okay.
to print things on, right? So like t-shirts, endless t-shirts, obviously. You got all sorts of women's clothing, kids clothing, accessories, home living. Let me click on home living just to show you different kinds of options.
Sure.
You got mugs, bottles, posters, like
Holy shit.
You
Home
know what I'm
decor, you
saying?
can
Like,
make clocks, bro.
clocks.
Like, see, again, useful shit.
Yep, towels, rugs and mats. So like,
Of course.
dude, back in the day, AC/DC, when they were first coming out, their
Uh-huh.
manager was like, gotta make more money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
always.
started creating those little figurines and little characters of AC/DC because they were just so flamboyant and
Right.
so extra. So
Right.
they started, hey, this would be nice characters.
Sure.
So they started making all this shit. And then, fuck, man, these guys were like, bro, we need to 10x this. They started making clocks and pillows and everything. AC/DC merch, like, just, like crazy amount.
Wow.
And that was like really groundbreaking for that time. At that time, people didn't really do that.
Okay.
But AC/DC doing that, getting them so much profit,
Okay.
made the labels happy, made the band happy, made the managers happy. Everybody was fucking happy.
I can't imagine.
And it changed the world because after that, artists can't really go out there anymore without this type of branding.
Yeah, you gotta have something to sell to your fans aside from that ticket and that performance.
Right.
Like,
Every single album now drops with some sort of merch.
has to.
Yeah, the most simplest form would be t-shirts,
Right.
or a hoodie.
Right.
But then, like nowadays, like you can expand to so many different.
I love that there's stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't just have to be clothes.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be clothes. It just depends on what
So
your brand is.
Your design, what you are actually designing, doesn't have to be clothing.
Right.
And
yeah.
that's
You could be the artist who drops a sock line.
Word.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Everybody else is dropping t-shirts. I drop a sock
Just
line,
socks.
guys.
Yep,
What's
yep,
up? Calendar. You could just be like, all right, we're gonna have all the shows I did this year. We're gonna take all the pictures, just put it on a fucking calendar.
Yes. And for everybody that showed up to these, it's a way to memorabilia.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
Hell
Exactly.
Yeah. That's okay.
So that's the secret to print on demand merchandise for
This is Printify.
artists. Yep. So I'm just gonna get started with step number 1 is signing up.
Okay, yeah. Sign up. Let's go.
I'm gonna use our unfiltered email.
Show.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through this simple step process.
Word.
For those of you listening on, Spotify or Apple Music, you're gonna want to switch to YouTube to get the actual
full experience.
Yeah,
here.
get the full experience.
Yeah.
All right. I represent. I'm a social media influencer.
Let's go.
All right. What's your main objective? Order merchandise.
Let's say start my first online business.
Let's go. What would you like help with? Nothing, bro. Shit. SEO. How did you find out about Printify? Friends or family? Okay. Start designing. So yeah, as soon as you're done with the process, it's gonna ask you to take one of these steps. You could order a sample. You could connect a store if you have a Shopify or something already, which we'll get into a little later.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna click on design your custom product. All right. So what do we choose, Sahir? What do you want?
Oh shit, man.
Let me just click on bestsellers.
Okay. Yeah. I have been into long sleeve tees. Can you print shit on the sleeves?
Yeah.
Is that possible? Let's do a long sleeve tee.
Okay.
Real quick.
Let's do it. All right.
Otherwise, what about I don't know, because then you gotta get quality headphones too. So that's down the way.
Right.
In the future.
Yeah. I mean, since you brought that up, they do have headphones here. It's quite interesting. Yeah. Let me just clickety.
Here, let's look at headphones then. I guess anybody can do long sleeve tees.
Oop. I thought I saw it.
Oh, we're not seeing it here. Oh.
I have these, but let me see. Let's say charger. Okay. They have earbuds, wireless earbuds, but not headphones. Yeah.
Okay. No, not that.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Let's go to.
What else could we do? What else would you want to design?
No, we can start with the t-shirt.
Yeah, for Sahir the engineer.
Yeah, we can start with the long sleeve t-shirt. So I'm going into here. I just clicked on long sleeve.
There's just so many types.
Right. Yeah, and it helps to also do some research, because these are.
They're all different kinds of cuts, right?
Different kinds of different kinds of clothes from different companies as well.
Right.
Like Printify aggregates them and puts them all here.
Okay.
But they're different kinds of companies, So clicking on them will give you some feedback on their ratings. See 9.4. This is a company called Awkward Styles. They're rated at 9.4, 9.2. You're gonna want to stay away from the 8.2s, and then.
So you want to look at 9s and up.
Yeah,
in terms
definitely
for quality control.
Yeah, and then this t-shirt is provided by 4 different companies, but some of them, like this one is from the UK, this one is from Canada, this one is from the US, and this one is from Canada. I usually personally like the ones from the US, just because we're in the US and your audience will probably buy from the US.
Sure.
The difference that it makes is that in shipping, when they ship from their warehouses, they're shipping from a US location.
Okay.
So if your fans are in the US, they're getting it from the, faster warehouses.
Right.
But it depends on the person. They have some from China as well, but it just depends on what you're working on.
You just want but you do want to just look for quality product to put your stuff on.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, just real quick, just make stuff that people actually want to wear, and that's a huge part of merchandise.
Right.
And that does start with a cool graphic design, and then also the product itself.
Right, for sure. Yeah, and when I clicked on long sleeves,
so there's a bunch of details in terms of what the material is.
Right.
The sort of, so I like more of a loose fit. I like more of a, so I saw I think down there, I saw, wait, if you keep going. Not that one more, I think. No, there was one where just that one right there.
This one?
Do those sleeves look a little bit bigger?
Yeah, they do.
Right.
Yeah, they look long sleeve shirt. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, I think that's a good one. And one thing I also wanted to show is that, all these t-shirts show up, and over here there is some filters. And as you can see, when I scroll over it, it shows where your design would be placed.
I see.
I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so it's easier for everybody. Here, see your design. This one fills up more of the front.
Of it. Right.
You see what I mean?
Okay.
Right?
So we can't get. Can we get? That one goes all over. Oh.
Yeah. So that's so it's all like that, right? And so over here on the filters, there's a section called print area. All over print will be the ones that are like pretty much all of it. You can like design up to the sleeves.
Okay, good.
You know, and you can filter where it's like, you know, some of them will be just like front side, some of them are just back side, or some of them are both front and back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that'll help you filter out the ones that you don't want, you know?
Okay, yeah.
And so what do you want?
So I do want to be able to print on the
sleeve,
but I just don't know what I would want to print on the sleeve.
Sure, we'll figure it out. So, okay, let's choose this one. This is full sleeves. This is pretty, like a little longer, I think.
Cool.
This one will allow us to do the sleeves and, you know.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it can be anything. But, For simplicity's sake, should we just do the front today, or do you want?
No. Let's do the front. Let's just do the front. Let's get through. Get through the actual like designing of it.
Sure. Let me actually go to the one that you liked at first. Honestly, looked like it was this one.
All right, let's do that one.
But it's not.
It's cool. Nah, I just want a good quality one though. Yeah. Like, see, that's a 7.3.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Y'all got to step it up. You know, out here in the 7s and 6s. I'm just kidding.
Let me look at this one. All right, we got a 9.5.
9.5. That's solid.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's just do this one.
Looks good. It looks good. I like the cuffs on the on the sleeves.
Right.
Getting into the crew neck territory, but that's good.
So once you click on Start Design, they take you to this section. But for this today, we need you know, they have their own little graphics section, but like we mentioned, we need some designs, right?
Right.
So yeah, they have some simple stuff over here.
Yeah.
But you know, since I like designing myself, I usually would at this stage I would jump off to Photoshop and start working
and get cooking.
Yeah. But today I don't want to use that skill, you know. But for the audience, like, you know, for artists out there who have friends who like Photoshop and stuff like that, you know, you can employ them, you can get them to work with you together. You could just work together on something. Maybe you can take 50-50. I don't know.
Yeah, that's always better. Splitting the pie, you know, put your best foot forward. Yeah.
Exactly. You could do that. Or you could go to CANVA. So like, so here for a lot of your album covers and designs that you do for social media for your own self. Well, you use CANVA.
Yeah,
right?
that's
all right. So let's go to CANVA today.
See, I've never used CANVA for this though, in terms of designing merchandise, and I know they have a bunch of like, sort of categories, you know, that you can design to.
Sure.
And it's not just the album covers on streaming that I've been doing. So this is new territory for me.
Awesome. So let's do.
See if you can just type in T-shirt or. Long sleeve. Yeah, see right there, T-shirt.
Boom. All right, T-shirt. And so I'm gonna pass the laptop to you. All right, thanks. And yeah, you know, put something on there, dude.
Okay, let's go.
Let's see. While he does that, for the audience who's joining us for the first time, I'm Raf. I'm a tech and music entrepreneur, and I'm a first-gen immigrant. I spent the past decade or more building online brands in the music industry, and also a tech consulting company. And during this period, I've worn numerous hats. We've done pretty much everything in the music industry. I've done pretty much every job in the music industry. Let's just say 80-20, you know, 80% of the jobs that are available, from being an artist manager to being A&R at Sony, to running marketing and, you know, creating flyers or album covers or selling merch. We've done it all. And, you know, my co-host over here, Sahir, he's been an engineer for over 20 years, sound engineer.
Shit, hell of a time.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
He's produced multiple artists. He's an artist himself. He's gone through.
You've witnessed this as well.
Yep.
Right. We've worked together.
We've worked together on numerous projects.
Hell yeah.
He has a daughter. I have a son. And we're just making this content so that when they Google us, when they're a little older, when they Google us, they get something positive. to look at, online. They find something positive and awesome, something that empowers them to execute on their dreams and believe in their dreams. And if you, the audience, happen to get some value out of this, then that's just like the icing on the cake. So yeah, that's why we do this episodes,
That's the purpose.
Yeah.
So at this stage, I was gonna ask if we can get the unfiltered logo on this shirt somehow. Yes, to reiterate, this is for sake of demonstration.
Right. Yeah.
Whether it gets sold or not is to be determined. But
yeah, this is just an example, and it's just a way to get you and the audience and just anybody watching to get them thinking about this process, just to if it's this simple, then what can you do with it, really?
Right,
right. That's the question I want people to ask themselves, what can you do with this, And so here, he's going to go home and he's going to think about it too. And, in a few weeks, we're going to see something different.
Absolutely. And that's the whole thing. This is you're putting me on game right now. In terms of, what's happening? Why are you? Whoa. Messing it up. Okay, there. That's all I want to resize you. What am I doing wrong? Oh, that I wasn't pressing it right.
Yeah. And for I think for the t-shirt you're trying to make, it's gonna be you wanted it on the chest, right?
Yeah, chest, and then top. So if I'm looking at it, it looks top right, and from my perspective, it's top left.
Right.
And
in the design, you don't have to do that on Canva. Just keep it all centered. So keep it all. Yeah.
So this is where I'm at right now. This is sort of what I was thinking.
Okay. Cool. That's a start.
Yeah, that's a start. And that's why we promote teamwork, collaboration. Look outward. Don't settle for what just you might think is cool. Try to ask a couple of graphic designers like Raf himself, to think of some things maybe, and so that we're walking around with some tasteful stuff. And not just because we can, type of stuff. Because I don't think that's what's gonna make merchandise sell, unless you got really fire music. Then you can really put anything on anything.
Yeah, it could even be an album cover. It could be this cover of your single that you're dropping.
That's huge.
It could be I don't know. It could be a picture that you've taken as an artist, somewhere in the studio. It could be a picture of yourself on a shirt.
Yep. Anything to give people to buy into.
It could be a date of a show that you've got coming up, or I don't know. It could be some. You can get creative with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For today's example, we'll use this. How do you save this thing?
So then you go up top. You see up top over there where it says
share.
Yeah, yep, exactly. And then there's all the specifications over there.
I'll just do download.
Yeah, and then whether you want PNG, if you want JPEG, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it's pretty straightforward there in terms of the specs.
Right. Okay. Perfect. PNG is usually the highest quality of an image.
And how is it smaller than a JPEG then? That's amazing.
Right.
Because if you download JPEGs, those are bigger files.
Yeah, JPEGs are compressed images, and so they're always going to be.
Oh, they are.
They are compressed. Yeah, that's why they're going to be lower quality.
Okay, maybe I got something backwards.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but JPEGs are basically compressed.
I see.
But okay. So yeah, I'm back to Printify after the Canva thing is done. I'm gonna go back to Printify. The T-shirt thing that we had opened earlier.
Yep.
Maybe I should do a quick refresher. I just went to this, start design. Click on the upload and drop the design here.
There it is.
We said we wanted it on the corner, on the chest.
Yeah.
Put it up there. And what color did you want this T-shirt?
I'm usually with the solids. We could do black. Oh.
All right. For today's purpose, it's got to be white.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because you got to make that actually a logo, right? You have to actually
get rid of the background and shit like that.
Right.
And also, the text in this one is black.
Yeah.
So it would have to be white.
White text. Yeah.
We'd have. Ideally, we would have a couple of options.
Yeah, so you would adjust the color on that side.
Yeah.
But
design.
that would be tough though, like making sure that those colors matched. I think the best thing to do really though is to have that as an individual object.
Right.
And I think maybe this is where Photoshop might come in handy too, because
for sure
you can do it there with ease. I'm not sure how to do that on Canva. I'm sure you can. There's just, you might have to poke around a little bit. But for today, white. We'll keep it white.
Yeah, on Canva, it looks like they had...
so if you can go back.
They have this share thing, they have this download, and then over here they have transparent background option.
Oh, let's just do that.
But it's pro. So right now I don't have pro.
Okay,
but
yeah.
If somebody's, actually starting a merch company, it'd probably have pro.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's like
$12.99
for pro. I subscribe to it.
Sure.
But yeah, they... I think that would be the best, and that way you don't have to worry about coloring on the Canva side.
Right.
In terms of, you just do the design aspect.
Right.
And then I'm guessing Printify here has their own colors, right? Like the kinds of shirts that they can supply.
Right. Yeah. And for just getting started, simplicity is the way to go. It's just getting started is the best thing. If you can just get started, then in a few months you got some time to figure things out. You'll be in a different place in a few months.
Absolutely.
With your merch.
Right. Just even poking around with the graphic design aspect, just allow yourself time to explore. Right. And really see what's possible.
Right.
And I think this is again why I reiterate collaboration, because folks like yourself will shorten that time in terms of learning, and you can kind of show us what to do. But this is, that looks pretty clean already. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and one of my favorite, one of my wife's favorite quotes is by Les Brown, and it's you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Yep, absolutely. So 100%. That's that's the spirit of just get started. Creativity that we like. Okay, so you can see some options here. So the front. Yeah, nice. I think it's got a nice little look. I wish I could zoom in to this a little bit. Reset. Whoop. Okay. Cool, but that's a version of the first product. The first, V1 right there. V1. And you can even put things on the back of this particular design. Dope. Let me just put something just random. Just put a leaf. Okay, cool. That's cool. Fire. But now if I click on preview, this is the back of the t-shirt. This is the front. Nice. All right, save product. All right, and so once you save product, you come to this screen, come to this page where now you can add the titles and different things. So I'm just gonna make it. I'm just gonna type in. So here, the engineer. Classic long sleeve t-shirt. All right. Nice. And this is where you add your description for the product. And we're going to get to the next phase where how do you sell the stuff, right? Yeah. But before that, I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Nice. Utilize all the tools at your disposal, man. Exactly. And then I'm gonna type a prompt, create a all right, so ChatGPT is spitting shit out, and okay, so
obviously we have to edit this, but
Sure.
got a nice little product description. Copy. Paste. Actually,
Yeah, getting started is easier than ever now.
right. Exactly. So we got a nice little product description introducing. So here are the engineers' unisex long sleeve shirts.
Hey.
A harmonious blend of comfort, style, and artistic expression. All right.
Let's go. I love it.
And then you can set the price. Usually these are really high priced at the beginning.
Right.
These, like, they're selling it for 45, 35, but you don't have to.
No, we can come down a little bit.
Yeah, you can just go into the edit profit margin a little bit here and let's just say 20% profit.
Right.
And see what they got. It's still kind of highly priced, but like that's like one of the risks that you have to take. That's one of the disadvantages of print on demand, is that sometimes it's a little costly,
I think merchandise itself, artist merchandise itself, is on the higher end of things.
Exactly.
Especially that stuff that you buy at the concert itself. I think those are all marked up, and I think this is a more so a show of support,
right,
for something bigger. And right now it's for the Unfiltered podcast. So I think, yeah, people would be happy to pay, and I think the quality itself also has a lot to do with it.
Yep. And one of the like I mentioned earlier in this episode, like doing some research is important.
Yes, sir.
And that's where that time issue comes, right? But some research into reading feedback and also ordering samples,
right?
And so I'm gonna show how to order a sample on Printify. You can just go on orders, and then you can do like create order, and your first product is going to show up, and you can go to large or whatever size. This is where you just select everything, do the shipping, put in your address, and then it'll order you a nice little sample. So
damn,
I think for anybody watching this, very important to order samples. You don't want to have bad quality product. Like, you should order that sample, read reviews online and stuff, and then order the sample. Order a few samples perhaps, and then go with the company that you feel the best, like material and
right. You're gonna have to do those trial and
that you can't escape that. Because you want a quality product in the marketplace. You want to add value to people's lives.
Yep.
If you give them shit products, they'll just be like, shit artist.
Right.
What do you expect?
And like you're not gonna go past your friends and family at that point.
Yeah, that's not good.
You want to grow as a business and as a brand.
Right.
And I think a lot of that comes with what is this made of? What's the content of this?
Right.
And like we and no shade to those of us who use Gildan, but I'm beyond that now. Just because some of those Gildan t-shirts though do not feel the best, after a couple of wears.
Yeah.
Whereas like when I paid an extra $10 for merchandise that I actually liked, those t-shirts lasted
better.
and even the print itself.
Right, exactly. Yep. So now that we have created a product, we have kind of added like some like basic descriptions and stuff like that, or hopefully ordered a sample. The next thing to do is connect a store, an online store, to it, so that you can get it to the audience, right? So on Printify, top right corner, there's a section to add a new store. Manage my stores, actually. Just click on manage my stores. It'll bring you to this page. This is where you click on connect. So Printify allows you to connect with a lot of different storefronts. Etsy, Shopify. I think everybody's heard of Shopify by now.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Even Walmart, eBay. Directly. So basically, it'll connect directly with eBay.
Yeah, I have a website on Squarespace. I see Squarespace right there.
Nice. There you go.
So there you go. Like you can plug directly into.
Yep, Squarespace.
That is beautiful.
Wix is a easy, web development platform. Just like Squarespace. Wix is something many people are using.
Nice.
I've seen a lot of artists with Wix websites. WooCommerce is for artists who have WordPress. I don't know how many do. BigCommerce.
WordPress is like blog or like
for
it's like editorial.
Yeah, it started off as a blog thing, but now it can just full on websites. Like even like Obama's website, like back when he was campaigning, was built on WordPress. Britney Spears's website was WordPress.
Wow,
so it's a full force thing. Like it's amazing.
Okay.
But one of the dopest things that Printify also has is it has its own storefront. So I'm just gonna show what it does. So instead of having to explain everything, if I just click on launch Printify pop-up store,
okay,
you can just go through these steps. I think currently it's available only for US residents, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, so that's it. Congrats, your pop-up store is live. What does that mean? You go here and it will create this little storefront for you. Now what you do with this is go to Instagram or TikTok and drop the shit and say,
drop that link.
Yeah.
Everybody hit it up.
Yep. And one of the steps to add products, as you can see in the store, it says our racks are empty. That means you don't have products on it. One way to do it is
waiting for that shipment.
Yep. One way to do it is add products, or in your actual product over here, you can go all the way down to publish, hit publish, and now it's publishing. So these are the same steps if you also have an Etsy store.
Okay.
If you have an Etsy store and you connected it in that previous step, then it will publish to the Etsy store as well.
Nice.
Or eBay or Squarespace, Wix, whatever. Sure. For this example, we're just going to use this one, for the Printify storefront. Here, you got your product right here.
Look at that.
Click on this and look, it's pretty cool. Like this little storefront.
Ready
Printify.
to go. Yeah.
It's free, by the way. We paid $0 to do all these things so far.
Yeah. I'm not mad at the cats either.
Yeah. Look at that. This works.
Yeah.
And look, like it's got, about the product. This is the AI, ChatGPT description that I dropped. It's all over here.
Dope.
Key features. Look at this. Fiber composition. Like we spent 0 minutes writing these things.
Anything.
Although we can edit all of this, but like we spent 0 minutes doing any of this.
That's incredible.
Care instructions, right? It's all there.
Wow.
And you can choose your size. I'll just say add to cart, and look, we're checking out, bro.
We're already out of here.
Look, and all of this is editable. It's like it just says my new store, but it's
sure you can.
It
you
won't
can
like
change
if you
that.
spend a little more time on this.
Right. Just think of a snappier name.
Right.
You're off to the races.
Yeah. And so that.
Damn.
That was quick. This is way faster than
it ever was.
I predicted. Yeah, than it ever was. Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like next time you want to make a different t-shirt with the same different t-shirt design, like with the same t-shirt but like a new design, you just go in here. There's this button here that says duplicate. Just hit on duplicate. It will open up a duplicate of that previous one. The previous one, I like to click duplicate just because like it has the previous, titles, it has the descriptions. Now you just add in a new design and edit everything, so that you're not starting from scratch again,
Right.
Here, like I could just delete this design and create a new design, and then it'll just, go through that process that I showed throughout this podcast episode.
Awesome.
Now we have 2 products,
That's awesome. Wow.
Easy, fast.
And quality.
Yeah. Another day, another episode, we're going to do the steps to create a Shopify. Steps to create, Squarespace perhaps.
Yeah.
Wix,
Yeah.
I think these are important things, and like for artists and people out there, like entrepreneurs or somebody creating a brand from the bottom, if you don't know how to do these things, step 1 is obviously to watch podcasts like these, where you do your own research, but you can also bring in a friend who's interested in these kind of things. You'd be surprised how many of your friends actually fucking love this type of shit.
Yeah. And it helps to stay interested that way.
Right.
When you have people around you that are exploring together.
Right.
Absolutely.
And as, artists who have artist managers, if you don't have an artist manager, good idea to get one if you want to do this professionally. But if you, have an artist manager, this is his job, his or her job. Tell them to like whip up the laptop, watch this motherfucking episode, and like start the products. Like, give them a deadline. Tell them like next week we need fucking products, bro, and let them go and do the shit. Watch this episode, right?
Yeah.
And like just start in a week. You'll have products ready. So like next time you have a show, next time you're booked for an event, you will have products ready. You know, all you would have to do is just tell your audience to click the link. That's it, right?
That's
like
it. Yep.
You don't have to even sell them on the products. Like if it's a good product, they'll go and buy it because they like you. You know?
Exactly.
So, dude, you need to do it.
It's not. Yeah. There's the barrier for getting started is significantly lower.
Right.
The reasons not to is now for me even like this is a easy thing to add on to in terms of my day and creative wise as well. Like it fulfills that side. Right. Which is like just creating.
Right. Yeah, and it's the secret sauce to all of this shit is pre-planning. You know. Mm-hmm. So if you have next EP coming out or one of the singles that you really believe in, just plan this into your marketing plan beforehand. You know, when you're planning like the release date, when you're planning like the Instagram posts that you're gonna have around the release date or before the release date, just add this step into like, talk to Raf or talk to friend or go figure out with on my own, like on Printify.com, whatever. Like add that little step,
the merchandise
to think about that merch. Like end of the day, it just depends on what you want. Like you might not want this. You might be like, you know what, it's okay, we'll get to this later. Sure. That's perfectly fine. Don't let me bully you into fucking doing this, But like if you want to do this,
it's good to know to also have. Maybe later down the way we can look at Printify. Right. But just knowing that this is out there. No, I didn't know. Any of this was out there. Yeah. And I use CANVA for a very specific purpose. Mm-hmm. That's also one of my character flaws. I don't explore as much as I think I should, whereas this was really easy in terms of like designing things. Yes. Now. I don't necessarily have to speak to a graphic designer to get at least part of my idea out. Mm-hmm. So now even when I do go talk to somebody, it comes from a place of knowledge that I know how to do this, or I know the rough steps to it. Right. Maybe this person can at least offer something unique or creative now, something that sets us apart, which is where I think people's value really comes in, where you actually go to other people that have an eye for design and that know how to make things pop and can be inspired by what you have. Right. But I think getting started, this is great. I'm gonna go do this today. Absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's amazing. And every time you hit a roadblock, it's just push through. We all have roadblocks. We all have things that come up, challenges that show up. Yeah. And definitely gonna face a number of challenges when you start a new merch line. Yeah. Obviously, the quality of the product matters. The design, like, does it look good on the print? All these things matter, right? Right. But these can stack up as challenges, Mm-hmm. But the thing that I just want to empower the audience with is that even if the challenges come, just push through. Just try to find an answer. Google it. Talk to people who know. Try to find out, what we can do to like solve some of these problems.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this little thing just reminds me of an interview that I saw of Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick was saying, life will give you red lights, many red lights. You're gonna get a lot of red lights on your path, but at those times it's important to just push the gas and trust in God and just keep moving forward
and get through.
Yeah, right, get through.
This is a very much a metaphorical quote. We're not encouraging you to run red lights in life out there on the road, but no, it very much so, like graphically speaking, I think also like a way to push through is just creating. Mm-hmm. So like I do have blocks on the music side, but maybe if I used Printify and created merch lines, that exercises a different side of my creativity. Right. So now when I come back to the music, it comes with a different, a little bit of a refreshment, and not as, you don't feel as dulled out. Right. So I love this. I love what you just, put me onto, man.
That's
Appreciate it.
amazing. You know, and your first few products could even just be the covers of your singles or albums.
That
EPs.
part, yeah.
That could even be, that's just easier. You
Yeah,
know?
it's
that's
much
like
easier.
not having to do nothing new.
No, you don't.
That's just pop, 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 done. You know?
Yeah. Now you got like 3 already. Yep.
Right.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like next time we talk about merch and products, we're gonna go into like storefronts and how to do some of those things, you know?
Yes, sir.
Because it helps, I think, people in the music industry to like find new ways of income, not just music industry. What am I saying? Anybody. Like if you need new income, like in this fucking day and age where, you know, people are afraid of inflation and afraid of so many things, just, you know, expenses and shit like that. You know, this may be an answer to something new, like a new path to earn new income, and it could just work out. Like. It could, like, even having products on Etsy, you know, it helps because like on Google, those products rank, and over time people find it over, you know, using search terms. It's like things you don't have to do in the long run, you know, you can just create a product and put it out there and just hope for the best. Yeah. And it could work, some of it, you know, obviously it would be better if you had good social media presence and things like that. But even if you don't, that's an opportunity for you.
You can still get it done.
Right.
You don't need to purchase a large inventory right now. I think the overhead is like 0.
Yeah, 0.
As long as you have a browser
and
you have the willingness to create, like you can start your merch line.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, that's it's easy. There are very less barriers today to get into these kind of things, and you know, why not? You know, especially if you're an artist who's early on in the career. You know, this is a good way to get things started, get things moving. You know, your friends and family can support you. You know, if you have some graphics design skills, that's even better.
Yep.
You know, if you have graphics design skills, there's no reason you shouldn't have mugs or T-shirts or tote bags out there in the marketplace. You know, there's no reason. Like, it's a good way to like put it on your Instagram bio just to increase your portfolio. You know, like even that's a good thing. You know.
Sure.
So yeah, you know, I appreciate you, you know, taking the time to go through this with me today.
Hell yeah, bro. And it was a pleasure.
Yeah, I think this will open up more doors for, you know, just everyone.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
Super important to get into the merch, you know, and like always, I just want to remind the audience, you know, like in this like inauthentic world, you know, full of filters, try your best to live unfiltered, but don't be an asshole. That's the episode.
Straight up.
Thank you, Sahir.
Hell yeah. Thank you, bro. Peace.